I saw. I'm too perceptive, bro. I'm too perceptive. When I see something, I just go. Air
Are we
Jordan, baby.
live?
Air
Yeah,
Jordan.
we're on.
We lie. Hey, we lie. I don't want. I can't. I gotta stop saying that because that's cutting into the
The
boy.
intro.
Yeah. Well, it's also more.
Now we are
And we're yeah. Fuck
officially
it.
live.
Fucking motherfucker.
We are
I
officially
hate you
live.
so much.
Monday, September 1st, a little Earth, Wind, and Fire action. Fun fact.
Southern Cruise. Fun fact.
Did you really? That
Yeah.
that was
Well, there
probably a
was.
fire cruise show.
It was when I was
See
like
what
in
I see
sixth
what I did
grade.
there? See what I did there?
Jesus Christ. I honestly didn't, and yeah, it's pretty obvious. But yeah, no, I think it was like two of the original four or five of them, and they were like, "Go, we're gonna go see this." And I'm like in sixth grade, and we went to like the late dinner, and so then it's like 10:30 at night. And I just remember being like asleep. I'm like, isn't this great? And I just remember these like black quartet up there who are like 80 years old dancing. I was like, this is cool. But anyway, all right, what are you saying?
I have a tradition every year. On September 1st, I play Earth, Wind, and Fire September on September 1st every year.
Bro, you're
Tell
for
me it's
those
not a
who
great song.
for
First,
those who don't know, Daniel's music tastes are very strange. He has his days where he listens to a certain band or a certain genre. What's Fridays? What was always Fridays?
Eddie Money Friday.
Eddie Money. Damn it! I was gonna say John Cougar Mellencamp. I was like, that's not it. It's Eddie
That
Money.
used to be Tuesdays. John Mellencamp used to be Tuesdays, but now I'm in like a
Yeah.
Frank Sinatra Rat Pack Tuesdays kind of deal.
Ooh. Hey,
Mon-
another cruise story that when we were on a cruise, this is like in eighth grade. Frank Sinatra died 2 days before, so the entire cruise, the like elevator music and everywhere you walked, nothing but Frank Sinatra songs. They probably played 20. Think about this: over the course of 7 days, just 20 songs on repeat. So like, how many
that's
times do you?
that's
How
how it
many
was
times,
working at D'Angelo's.
bro?
It was
So
just the
yeah,
same
that's fair.
Italian songs over
Yeah,
and over again. I knew every one of them by heart.
yeah. Anyway,
So, but
all right.
the playlist was well, it used to be Zach Brown Band. Now it's Chris Stapleton on Mondays.
That's fair. I mean, they're both fire.
Used to be John Mellencamp. No, maybe John Mellencamp was Thursdays. I don't remember what
I feel
Tuesdays
like he was
was.
later than we kind of guy.
Yeah, it was. I think it was Thursdays. But Tuesdays is now Frank Sinatra. Wednesdays is Steve Winwood Wednesdays, and that is absolutely fire. That's when we get some Bruce Hornsby.
Okay, I can respect that.
Exactly.
Shout Steve.
Thursdays is now hooked on a no, not hooked on a feeling. With
What
Guardians of
was
the
it?
Galaxy, Guardians of the Galaxy soundtrack.
Listen, I've got all three. My record player broke, but I have all three albums over there. And one of the things that plays the most is whenever I bring a chick back. Not that I do that anymore. And they're like, "You have like, what's your go-to?" I'm like, "These are like Guardians of the Galaxy," and I'm like, "Oh, just wait." And boy, it starts with ooga
Yes.
chaka, ooga, and they're like, "Oh damn!" I'm like, "Oh damn!" It's right. You want this? You want this drink? Come on.
Shit's
Ooh, boy, it
fire.
plays. It's so fun. It really is. The Guardians of the Galaxy soundtracks are honestly the best soundtracks you'll ever have. But all right, are we gonna talk about? Let's talk about some fucking football.
Let's
I'm
talk
ready to
about
talk about
football.
football.
First off, before we get into football, Chip is should be joining us shortly. Chip, let us know when you get your audio and video up. You're in the waiting room, so just text us and let us know when you're ready to go.
Well, and you're like not around a lot of people screaming and yelling.
That's the audio issues.
Well, yeah. So you will get kicked out if that's going on. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. But go ahead.
Yes. Anyway, so like and subscribe to the channel. Our our bourbon and beer episode. I told Nathan
Sorry.
earlier it was our most downloaded episode of all time. I'm actually incorrect on that, Nathan. I went back and pulled some historical data from me and Zombie Bob's initial run with the podcast in
No one cares.
2019. In 2019, we had one episode that had the most downloads. Do you want to guess what episode that was?
I don't know. I didn't listen to y'all.
2019, what would have been the biggest
Oh, Alabama.
post game
Had
Alabama?
to be.
It
Had
was
to be. That's fair.
it was the only other live post game we've ever done.
That's fair.
Like,
Yeah.
so
I was boots on the ground for that game.
I forgot about that. Didn't
Me
you
and
get in a
Cade. Me and
fight?
Cade. Me and old Cade. No. We were cool. Like The entire
No,
game
at the
we
end of the game, at the end of the game, and then Stingley gave up that long touchdown at the end.
so basically, yeah, it was like basically what happened was shout out to I just said his name, my boy Cade, who he actually I'm going to bring up later in the podcast. He's
Okay.
one of the best football minds I know. His now in-laws, they know people who know people, whatever. And so we got these 6 tickets on the 50. I mean, 10 rows up in the upper deck on the 50-yard line. And the whole game, I was just like, chill. I'm like, not going to celebrate. And so, like, me and Cade would stand up and we'd just be like, fist bump. We're like, yeah, yeah. Because I hate, as you know, Daniel, one of the things I hate in life is opponent fans who sit behind us at games and they're just acting the fool. Like those Ole Miss dudes last year who just fucking run their mouth and they fucking think they own the place.
They weren't that bad.
Like, they were not good. The beginning of the game they were. The beginning of the game where they were. They absolutely were, Daniel. And
they
I fucking lost.
You lost your mind. You lost a little prematurely on that one.
But no, because I had to shut it down, bro. It's a building thing. They got out to a lead and they're just like, the dude's like, yeah, this, that. I'm like, you know what? Shut the fuck up, bro. You're not like, stay in your fucking lane. There's nothing but LSU fans. You have to do that.
All right, tell your Alabama story. Alabama story.
Regardless, like, show respect in the road. Like, you can celebrate whatever. But if me and my buddy are in the middle of nothing but Alabama people, you don't act like an asshole. You just don't do it, which those dudes last year did. But the whole game we were chill until we scored to go up like 9 points. Or whatever it was, or 11. It was 12 before they
ended up winning by
scored.
5. So yeah.
So yeah, and so because there was some dudes down there. We're like high, like we're just doing air fives, and and this dude's like mouthing off, and I remember being like, bro, I don't fucking know. And they immediately scored, and I just remember being like, we're gonna give up on, we're gonna screw up, we're gonna give them on one side, we're gonna whatever. But anyway, it doesn't have to do with anything.
We are fired up tonight because for the first time since 2019, we won our first game of the season. Feels like forever. So I didn't tell you guys this. So y'all know that on Saturday, I had the LSU flag down on the beach. On Sunday, I also hung the LSU flag on the beach. I had 10 different people stop. All LSU people be like, yes, we finally did it. We finally won the first game. And dude, the vibes could not be any higher than they are right now. I mean, obviously after week 1 in 2019, we'd just beaten Georgia Southern.
55-3, I believe, or 52-3.
Yeah, so it doesn't compare to this. The vibes haven't been this high week 1 since 2011. Is that fair?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is Oregon. This is Oregon 2.0.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And so, vibes were real good on the second game that season 2019.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying post week 1, because that's where it kind of, after that game is when, it was national championship, where now, as Nathan was saying before we went live, there's a lot of excitement that he has, that everybody has. Going to Buc-ee's today and past Christian.
Wait, what'd you get? Real quick?
I meant to get the brisket and egg taco, but I grabbed the brisket taco instead. So it's just straight brisket and a tortilla.
But it's more brisket. It's more brisket in there.
I mean, it was fire.
Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love brisket?
So he always Camps always shits on me because that's what I get. Because I'm not a big egg guy. So when I go to Buc-ee's, I'm like, hey, yo, I want the brisket.
We're having a little bit of feedback.
Yeah, is that what's going on? Is that you, Chip?
Is it?
Are you listening on your computer or on your
headset? On a phone.
Is the volume? Do you need to turn the volume down on the phone?
Maybe that's it. Yeah, I'm hearing that. I'm hearing some echo.
Because if you're now we're good, I think. Yeah, now
we good.
Okay.
Oh, well now we can't hear him as well. Hey, can you talk through?
There you go.
Perfect.
Now I think we're good. We're good.
I think we're great. Perfect.
Yeah, we're great. Perfect.
Cool.
All right. So first thing I want to do is last Tuesday we had some roundtable questions that we went through, and everybody gave their answers or predictions to these questions. The one I
know I didn't hit shit. There's no chance.
Yeah, I don't think I hit shit either. But the one I want to start with was who was going to get the first sack of the game. None of us had PJ Woodland getting the first sack of the game. Nobody had that on their bingo card.
No.
I mean, there's no chance in hell you could have. I tell you what, if we were gambling and PJ Woodland was a statistic, you would have won. You could have put $50 down and been like won 3,000. I mean, that guy was probably like number 15 on the list to get one.
Did either one of y'all have Caden Durham as the first touchdown?
I had like second touchdown.
He had Green. You had Watkins.
I had Jelani Watkins. I know I didn't get it.
I don't know who I had.
Jelani Watkins didn't even get a snap. Every other wide receiver got a snap.
You wanted Green. I think you did Thomas.
Yeah, I took Thomas. You're right.
Or Brown.
Next,
Brown.
Hey, when we do this in the future, we got to like write them down.
I thought about that when I was looking through these.
That is funny though. We were so like unsure of our I mean, Green is still the answer. To be honest, like in general, Green is still the answer with what we saw with the red zone. He is that motherfucker.
He should be the pick. Whoever picks first every week should pick him.
It's going to be Green. This is going to be great. But anyway, it is funny. Like I'm looking back, and I'm like, I didn't pick Durham, and you're right. I'm pretty sure I did pick Thomas. And I'm like, how the fuck would I pick Durham if everything else was taken?
Because y'all nailed his yardage.
We were right there.
Yardage. Yeah. I said 16 for 72 and he was 17 for 74.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing was, did any of us have Delane with the interception?
He had Halsey. I had Cooley. You had Weeks.
Did I have
Witt?
Somebody had Weeks. Did I have Weeks or did I have Hall? I thought I had Halsey.
No, you know who I had? I said 88 would get it on a deflection.
That's what it was.
You did say that. I'm like,
hey, we almost got it. We almost got a deflection.
Yeah, Butler almost had one at the end.
Yeah.
Well, but it wasn't even. If you really go back and look, Butler, it literally hit. It was so close. He volleyballed it up. Dominic McKinley, realistically,
almost had it on the ground.
Well, no, like Butler batted it up in the air, and McKinley had 4 feet to like grab it. Like it was a deflection in Butler's face, and so Butler just
face mask.
Butler did like this, so he kind of bounced it up. But McKinley was literally falling to him, and obviously it's still fast. It's still like we're talking about a second or 0.9 seconds. And that's why I sent that Jacoby and Guillory's Instagram last night, and he's yesterday. He's walking through the locker room, and he walks up to Dominic McKinley, and McKinley's like throwing up like hands, and he goes, "Bro, man, you got no hands, man." He's like, "You dropped that interception." He's like, "Dude, that dude should have 100% should have intercepted that 100%." But
when somebody kind of like fell down in his like way.
Yeah, the offensive lineman, or was it the quarterback?
Someone was pancake below him.
Yeah, he fell down. That's why I said he almost got it when he was on the ground.
Yeah, well, but he hit it.
But he was like falling.
But then also did too. Yeah, it was a whole thing. I mean, the whole pot. I don't think anybody pancake. It was more just everybody was collapsing because that's what our defense did all night, where the entire O-line was just collapsing in. And so Witt hits the dude, and it goes this way, and it ricochets off Butler's like face and hands, and then McKinley's kind of like tripping over the dude, but he's still right there, and it hits. Yeah. I mean, this is a shit show. But anyway, okay, what's the other things we talked about?
The other one, his first touchdown. Did one of us said Aaron Anderson would be the leading receiver, right?
Yes. Not me, because I fucking
I took it.
Yeah, you took it.
Because Nathan, didn't you say Chris Hilton?
I had the 9th leading receiver on the game. He had -1 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah, he looked upset.
And I think Chip had Trey'Dez Green, so then I was like, I think I'm just going to take Aaron Anderson.
Yeah.
Which was
we made fun of you because you were the one also saying he wasn't going to play because he's.
So that was the only one I got right, but I got it right by default because y'all picked
and I don't even understand what was going on with him this year. I guess he really was hurt.
Well, we'll get into that in one of my
my
takeaways from the game. Our coaching staff is weird with personnel.
Yes.
And who led the team? Well, we'll talk about that later. Not weird. It's not bad.
No. Let's give one. I know. Everybody knows that.
Who will lead the team in tackles? Didn't everybody have 5 tackles?
So it depends the stats you look. LSU, if you go into LSU's like official stats, I think it's Perkins and one of the goddamn. That's one of the things I
It was
wanted
one of
to
the
do.
Weeks brothers. Not
Perkins
Witt.
and
No, it was not Witt. Witt only had 2 tackles, so it must have been West Weeks.
yeah. Yeah, there's technically Woodland, West, and Perkins. If you look on certain things, had 5 tackles. If you look on LSU's like game breakdown, like they're like NCAA statistics, Perkins technically had 6, and I think Woodland may have had 6 as well. But I'd have to look back at that.
What did Cooley end with? He seemed to be all over the field.
Well, I think Nathan said it best after the game. We have forgotten what it's like to have a good defense. There's so many incompletions that there's not a lot of tackles.
Yeah.
And so here's the
So like everybody had like 4 to 5, 6 tackles because everybody played well.
All right, statistically, from like the NCAA standpoint, Harold Perkins had 3 unassisted, 3 solos, 3 assisted, 6 totals. PJ Woodland had 5 solos, 1 assist. So they both had 6 tackles. West Weeks had 4. Cooley had 4. I mean, West Weeks had 5. Cooley had 4. But the thing about Cooley, like, here's crazy. Here's the crazy thing. Cooley, from a PFF grade, was like a abysmal, quote unquote.
Really?
He graded like a 51 because he missed like 4 tackles. Like late in the game when they had that they had a little smash route, like the last route of the game. He missed a tackle there. He missed a tackle on a tight end earlier where he went and stuck him, but he didn't wrap up.
Down.
But like it's crazy. Like literally, he missed like 3 tackles. And I think he gave up a completion like on a slant route. So from a grading standpoint, like, well, he had 8 chances at a tackle and he missed 3 of them. So right there, you're like, oh, this like he's negative, like it's average, and he whatever. But I mean, Jesus Christ, think about if what he did the other night is our worst case scenario.
I'll take it. I'll take it.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I was saving this.
I thought he played great. That was crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah.
I was saving this stat for later in the episode. Since you brought up Cooley, now I'm going to do it. Sage Ryan started for Ole Miss, did not record a stat.
I was okay. I wasn't going to bring that up on this podcast right next. I know we're like have like all night, but I went back in the stats and I looked, and they have 20 people listed, and he's not there because he didn't record a stat. I didn't know he started.
Yeah, I went and watched the game, the first drive, to see if he played, and he started.
You just made my night.
Did not, and they literally listed him as like the impact player in the secondary. It was the most versatile transfer.
I saw that Womack was like the 3rd leading tackler, but I'm like, playing Georgia State, it don't really fucking matter. Like, I don't give a fuck about that shit.
All right, so my favorite question from last Tuesday's roundtable questions was, will Damian Ramos make a 45-yard field goal or longer?
He shut me up at the beginning.
Did any of us say he would? I think I said no.
Yeah, I'm pretty positive. There's no chance we said yeah.
And he made a 53-yarder?
52.
And
52 would have been good from about 60.
He would have been good from at least 58,
But then he redeemed himself by kicking it.
Listen.
He did not get hurt on that. He did not get hurt. Don't tell me he got hurt.
No. In his defense, that was an impossible field goal with what just happened. Man. Like they're like, it was 49. I go, the dude just made a 53-yarder. There ain't no way he's making a 49-yarder. And like, and I will say, I'm not just gonna say he didn't cramp up, but he missed that by so much. It was like short and left, and it wouldn't even been good from 25. So I think something may have happened. But
no, because I watched the sky cam, and you can see him look up. I see what you're looking at because you're watching North Carolina game too.
What's the score right now?
34-7.
Yeah.
Bill is dead, bro.
Yeah, but he's got Jordan.
I mean, I agree with you. That also goes back to Ramos, like, is a bitch.
Yeah, the sky cam.
I still think Ramos is a bitch.
You can see him look up, watch it miss, and then he looks down and then fakes an injury.
I'll say this. How about this?
Then he trots out next time. Fine.
I think both can be true. I think he may have gotten a cramp, but I don't think that had any impact on the kick. Because he definitely, kicks, like you look from the side, he kicks it, he lands back, and he kind of hops, and then once he hops, he's like, ah. And I don't know if like he's missed field goals before and he hadn't done that. I don't want to call him like he's just faking that he's a little bitch asshole. Like
I will. I'll plant my flag on that one. That
it's
was a
fine.
fake.
I mean, man,
I'm
dude,
team Chip on that one.
And I am too to an extent. I mean, I just think that was
after he missed it and he faked the injury, I literally stood up and go, I hope he fucking dies. In front of my living room, in front of my whole
So
family.
you would hold Jordan Gilbert on him. Okay.
Yes, right. I did in that moment. So right. Chip, anyway, I was team Chip on that.
What was Jordan Gilbert's grade?
Hold on, just keep going.
Okay. All right, last one, because this is the last one. We'll wrap up.
Yeah.
What the headline of the Baton Rouge Advocate on Sunday?
What was it?
1-0 boy. Yeah, I don't know the reference to the boy.
I'm not giving it to Gabe. I'm just not doing it. I'm not giving Gabe the.
Here's the thing about Gabe. Gabe predicted that as the headline, but then predicted us to lose.
He also said, "Oh."
So Gabe's like Blake Ruffino, so where he like basically
he hedges bets. Bet.
Yeah. So Gabe gets partial credit for the 1-0, but it wasn't 100% right, and then he gets half credit of that credit that he does get because then he picked us to lose.
I'll say this: like I don't know. I guess when we were picking and stuff, and he said 1-0, I was focused on like the way you spell like O, and it didn't cross my mind the entire time we're talking. But that's like our mantra this year, like that's our motto, and so it didn't even occur to me that like it's just 1-0. So I'm gonna give, and I don't know if Gabe was doing that. I don't really know. That's why I'm gonna give him half credit. I give him 0.5 for the season. If we're doing a running tally, he gets 0.5.
0.25.
He gets 0.25.
I said 0.25. Mm-hmm. And then I don't know the reference to boy. I didn't read the article because the paper's
racist
wet.
As fuck.
Yeah, it's been in my driveway for 2 days. It's sun-baked and it apparently rained, so it's wet. So I opened it up and could read just that. It's 41-7.
Yo! Go back, bitch! Go fuck you, 24-year-old hoe, dude. Fuck dude, you. Where's Max Johnson at? We want Max.
The coach killer. Sorry. No other quarterback has gotten 3 national championship coaches fired from their jobs. Max Johnson
has not played at all.
He's gotten 3 national championship coaches fired. Ed Orgeron, Jimbo Fisher, Mac Brown. He's a legend in college football. That has never been done. You know the saying, Nathan, good enough to get you beat? He is the best good enough player to get you beat.
Listen, you know me. Max Johnson's.
Can't argue with the stats, Nate. The stats are the stats.
He tore his ACL. He tore his ACL in the second quarter. Tore his ACL in the second quarter of the first game last year against Minnesota. He didn't play the year. He didn't play the year.
Maybe if he doesn't get hurt there. If he gets rid of the ball earlier and he doesn't get sacked, then Mac Brown doesn't get fired.
We only have till 11 or whatever. Not 11 my time. You go. I feel like we're on a
Chip. Any thoughts on Big Bad Brad?
Gosh. Thank God he's not at LSU. I mean,
Thank God
Brad is. Oh God, he was awful.
So tonight is our Monday night armchair quarterback episode. So I'm assuming we've all rewatched the game. And
I mean, I've already told you, like I haven't. I've watched a series I've wanted to watch, and I've watched about 14 hours of in-depth breakdown from about 10 different dudes. So I haven't watched play-by-play, but I've watched enough to know too much.
So tonight we're going to talk about the things that stood out to us. I mean, obviously we already did a post game where it was kind of our immediate emotional reactions to the game. I did have a friend of the program tell us that we're the ultimate LSU fans that find a way to be negative after the games, even big wins, which is probably true. I'm a negative Tiger myself.
It was like a minute or two.
But we always find a way. We always find a way. So tonight we're going to talk about things that stood out to us as we get further away and less emotional about the game. Maybe we've rewatched it. Maybe we haven't rewatched it, but some recurring things that stand out. Mm-hmm. So who wants to lead us off? I've got 5 things. I tried to keep it.
5 things.
I tried to keep it to. Well, we can talk about it, and somebody can go first, and
Whatever.
we'll kind of get.
I'll say
added to-
this: somebody, whatever y'all say, like if you have the same like similar bullet point, then we'll like kind of
piggyback. Yeah.
Piggyback.
I tried to keep
Chip-
mine to
Chip
more
can start.
O-line, D-line because I watched the end zone cam, the sky cam, and so I figured I'd take that.
Motherfucker loves them fat
Oh
boys,
yeah,
too. I swear
I had to sit there
God.
through commercial breaks, and I couldn't fast forward. It was the most annoying.
All right, well,
thing
how
ever.
about this? Since you're gonna be like that, and I might have some more things close to the chip, you fucking go first, and like whatever.
Or
You-
we could
you
just
start
go
off-
around. We'll go around. I'll lead off.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
The number one thing to me, which I said like leading up to the game that the entire season would hinge upon, was were we going to be creative in the run game, or were we just going to be Les Miles and be stubborn and just run the same bullshit running attack that we ran the last 3 seasons that Jaden Daniels' legs were able to cover up for
Yeah.
2 years ago, 3 years ago. And so that is far and away the thing that stood out to me the most, especially when rewatching the game. Motioning the tight ends. I know you said something about that ace formation, but we motioned into it and out of it so many different times with the 2 tight ends. We motioned wide receivers into the backfield and used the running back as an extra blocker. We used Nick Anderson to lead up on linebackers. One time was successful, one time was ugly, but
Hey, Kyle Parker.
Kyle Parker.
Kyle Parker sprung like a fit. He sold like a he sealed off what you're saying, because I actually kind of have this too. He motioned in to then seal off an outside linebacker, and I think it was Caden, or it's Caden or Xavier, one of them. They sprung for like 15 yards because he sealed them off. And so I have some other stuff that, but keep going. Yeah, I mean,
and then the last thing I'll say is it was also the use of screens, traditional screens, and just quick screens as an extension of the running game too.
I love that. I say that's running game.
I went looking at the stats after the game. I was kind of blown away. I'm like, Juwan Johnson only had 3 carries. I felt like he had more, but there were quick screens that we kept running to him. That he had. Did he had 5 catches too?
He had 5 catches.
Yeah, and that's
so he had 8 touches.
Yeah, that's about the number I thought he had, but we used the screen game as an extension of the running game. And at that last sequence, the second to last drive, I didn't realize, I'm pretty sure it was it, I don't remember who it was we were throwing it to, but we did trips with 2 tight ends. And was it Barry and Brown? I don't remember who it was because I love all
Brett. Are you talking about
the second to last series when we ran 3 quick screens in a row to the trip side when we were empty? No, it was the back. It was Juwan Johnson or
It was Juwan Johnson. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's why you got 5. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was Juwan Johnson, but we used the run. We went empty and put 2 tight ends and a running back to the same side and used that as an extension of the running game. And it's like, as a defense, how do you defend that? You're just going to have a safety and a corner out there?
I'm going to hop in on that because that's kind of, I mean, I want to kind of go, I have more on that, but I'm just going to like hop in now. That I was specifically going to bring up that, and I was going to bring up the goal line stuff with the 4, the oop, the fucking quad over here with Trey'Dez. But you're right. You're right. Like, and that's what, and I look back further, you have Juwan Johnson and Xavier Thomas who can play receiver or they can play running back. So as an offense, you don't know how they're going to line up. I mean, as a defense, you don't know how they're going to line up. And then like you throw in another tight end. Well, how are they going to look? Are they going to look a tight end's offset with 2 receivers, 2 running backs? And then we come out and we've got 2 dudes. We got trips over here. We got trips over here in a bunch with Tucson over here. And the first 2 plays of the game, our first 2 plays in that series, we just quick screen to Juwan Johnson. He goes 8 yards. 8 yards. And then we come up the third time and they like kind of scoot over a dude. And then we only go 5 yards. I think we could have gone like that the entire field because how do you answer that doing this? Like, cause we were going fast, but slow. And I was watching Crane and Company. We're going fast. Like you go up to the line and then you just sit there. You sit there
because Nuss can call everything at the line because he's essentially a coach.
Don't spoil my shit. Don't spoil my shit. I'm talking about later.
We'll go to
big thing. But no, but so I was gonna say just generally like my bullet points is looking back through some things, and I know I was kind of hostile towards. the amount of formations and motions and shit, and I was hostile about the that double ace offset. I wasn't like mad about the formations, like it didn't work, but you can tell because we actually did looking back on like what second drive of the game, we did a shovel pass to Jawan Johnson off that. You can tell there's so much out there that
Yes.
this is not even like
That's why
beginning. That's why I'm like, I'm kind of freaking out now. I'm like, ooh, daddy's getting weird.
The first half was literally laying the groundwork for kind of
Yep.
what happened in
I
the
know.
second half. All right,
Yeah.
Chip.
Yeah, Chip,
You
go.
go.
I mean, DBs
Yeah.
just way different than they've been
God, yeah.
since I don't know when. I mean,
I'm a little erect
2000
right now.
2011.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean,
can you give
I
that
mean,
2019
Stingley,
DB room?
yeah,
Yeah,
well, I'll give
yeah.
him Sting. Yeah, I give him Stingley.
Yeah.
But
I-
Colton
I-
was on
I-
that
we'll
team
do it.
too.
It's just tough. It's just tough for them because they had to go through. So, but what Stingley did. There's nobody. Honestly, there's nobody until Pickett. What Pickett did. Oh, so Chip, the other night when you and Ernie were yapping it up about Pickett, I saw Pickett a few times and I was like, oh, he probably played like 10 plays. Me and Camp and Mike talked about it after, and they were like, no, he played like 3 plays. I'm like, no, he played like 10 to 12 plays. Motherfucker played 25 plays.
Yeah.
And if I went and watched these breakdowns, right? And it's not even about him, it's more about the blitzes and the whatever. He is out there erasing fucking guys. I mean, when I say erasing guys, and again, there's never been a cornerback, like this is well documented. There's never been a cornerback that is 6'5" in college football. And his arm length is like, Max Johnson, shout out. His arm length is like 6'8". And so you're sitting there like, oh, well, can he do this? Can he do this? Dude, he was jamming dudes off the line. And again, these guys, Ryan Wesco is a first round potential. He was a 5-star last year. He dominated the ACC. He was getting fucking humiliated by DJ Pickett. Humiliated. I mean, Jesus, dude, these DBs. Oh my God, bro.
Yeah, so that's a good segue to one of my points. And I don't know if this is a good thing. I don't know if this is a bad thing. I don't think it's a bad thing, but every report we heard from every reporter was that Ashton Stamps was a starting cornerback and he didn't play a fucking snap on defense. Like, and supposedly he played on kickoffs, but can anybody actually confirm that?
No,
I couldn't confirm it from the
I still think there was something up. I feel like I did never, because I watched a couple of kickoffs after we talked. I still think there was something up. There's no way he just didn't play, but I mean, I like the guy. He's a New Orleans kid. You want to keep those kids. I liked him last year. I thought he got kind of screwed because there's nothing around him. Like you're a DB with no safety around you. Like I think you get screwed. I think he's a good player, but bro, you're the 4th fucking best corner. Like you just
is
are.
He the 4th one, or is he suspended?
And so that's the question. So is he the 4th? Is that why Deshaun Spears played in the dime? And I guess I hope he was suspended because in those dime packages, if you have DJ Pickett in that slot instead of Spears, that just makes it even fucking more insane because he has that length and whatever. But yeah.
And how much do we love PJ Woodland too? Like we haven't mentioned him. He might be my favorite guy in the secondary.
He does not.
That boy's calves. There's a picture when Mansour got that interception. There's a picture of him and Mansour about to like bro out. Mansour's like, a senior, so he's like 22. Woodland's 19, a sophomore, and he's such a little fragile boy. Mansour's got these like calves and like looks like he's like 200 pounds. And Woodland just looks like he fucking was running after fucking rats in the sugarcane crops for hours. And he's just like, that's how I got fast. And I just love it, man, because he's got a dog in him that if everybody, which I will say, it seems like almost all these dudes do have dogs. But even last year, PJ Woodland would go on that field, and you're like, this guy's tiny, and he would make a play, and you're like, he shouldn't make that play, but he just got something about him.
So there was one weird sequence where the very last drive of the game, with 2 minutes to go, Jordan Gilbert played like the first 3 plays and Halsey was on the sideline. And then when they got the long play on the sideline, they finally took Gilbert out and put Halsey in. And then Halsey immediately breaks up a pass and then they go 4 and out right there. in the
Yeah.
game. So I don't know why. Like otherwise, I thought the rotation was spectacular, except for that one sequence.
So I'll go on top of that. Like I'm a little annoyed. Everybody's like Gilbert's. Oh my god, he played so great. Like Gilbert got benched in the first half. Like what do y'all like? He didn't have any. Like yeah, he didn't just give up shit. Yeah, because everybody else around him was good. And so he didn't play bad, but that throw over the middle in the end zone, he had his back turned. He was never going to make a play. And then he had a blitz. If you go and look at this play on their touchdown drive, it's like 2nd and 10. We call this sick ass blitz.
He missed.
Not only did he miss though, Chip, you could see him. He starts running, and after about 3 yards, he starts shuffling back and forth because he can't read. He doesn't know what hole to go to. So he's like shuffling up to the line. So Klubnik already has more time. Then because it actually worked out for him because he shuffled his feet for literally a second and a half, Klubnik just shoots out of this gap, and it just happens to be right in front of Jordan Gilbert's face. Jordan Gilbert is a yard from this dude, and Jordan Gilbert wouldn't even have gotten down on 2-hand touch. And then that's the play where he went and juked Wes Weeks out, and then went and talked shit to the sideline. And bro, Jordan
He did
Gilbert
juke the fuck out of him.
Yeah, but you should. I mean, Kate Klubnik. Like, okay,
yeah, I know it was bad though.
Real quick. I'm not gonna say more about this because like fuck him. But rewatching some of the stuff I watched about our defense stuff, Cade Klubnik is way better than I thought he was. Like I was like, oh, this guy sucks. He's this. He was his O-line and his play calling. He didn't know what the fuck was going on. Nobody knew what the fuck. It was basically him versus us. It was him run around, figure it out, and I just gotta like stand there and get hit. And that motherfucker got hit like 19 times. And so the last drive of the game got decleated by Wes Weeks and delivered a perfect ball. That dude showed me like I actually kind of respect the fuck out of him. But point is like that play for Gilbert, he literally gets up, Gilbert turns around, and I just see like hands. You can only see half the screen. It's just like pointing, and then Toviano just runs off, and Gilbert comes in. And everyone's like, Gilbert was so good. I'm like, he got yanked out of the game because he fucked up so bad. Like that is their one touchdown drive. Gilbert missed a sack of 8 yards, and then they had an illegal decletion of Mansour Delane on 4th and 2, and then on 4th and 2 at the goal line they scored. They should have had 0 points. Fuck them. Anyway, keep going.
Yes, all the more reason the score wasn't as close as it really was. As the final score indicated. And for you listeners out there, y'all will come to know that it will be a common theme with Nathan, that the week we play an opponent, the way that Nathan is wired, he just stirs up so much vigor and hatred towards the opponent that by come game time, he will basically diminish all of them to nothing because he has so much Tiger blood flowing through him that he can't see any other way.
I mean, but some of them do. I also called all this. I saw everything that happening because it's more about what they did against ACC versus SEC. They're not us. They weren't us. And again, like you go back, this game should have been by 20 points, easy. And like, so whatever. So I'll say that.
What's your next point? What's your next?
I've also been right. I don't know. Y'all keep going. I haven't pulled it up.
My next one's an O-line one. Chip, I've already done 2 of mine though. Have y'all only done 1?
Yeah, I've done 1.
Just go.
D-line was great. I mean, we could just go say the defense as a whole was great, but I thought 88 was as advertised.
And then some,
Yeah, that guy is you want to talk about a motor.
Touchdown pass from Max Johnson to Jake Johnson.
What's the score?
41-13.
Oh.
Yeah,
sorry to interrupt. Sorry to interrupt, but that was noteworthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my second. I have a third one too. Do you want to?
Well, one of mine's D-line too. So
okay, well, yeah, you take the D-line. I would say 3 or 4. I have it written down somewhere. Our running back played great. I know he didn't have 150 yards, but I mean, dude, just the way he stayed on his feet, and I mean, bro, we've seen Leonard Fournette get 7 yards in first games. You know what I'm saying? This guy was just low gravity, and he doesn't look like a speed burner, but he beats people to the corner. It's like, it's crazy.
He's as fast
Durham's
as
a
he needed
beast.
to be.
Yeah.
He's honestly like, I mean, for anybody who watches the NFL, and I hate this. I hate saying NFL. So Josh Jacobs for the Green Bay Packers, Josh Jacobs is way bigger, but it's the same thing where like if you watch Josh Jacobs, you're like, oh, this dude runs a 5 flat 40. Like the first play of the game when Durham breaks that tackle, he then cuts that corner, and there's a safety that is actually like cutting him off. But then the guy just keeps going like this because he's such a smooth runner. And the thing is, he's not going to run 110% because why would he? He's not going to, he sees there's other people and he's like, okay, I might get 5 more yards, but I'm not going to like go balls to the wall here. I'm just going to get around you and I'm just going to save myself for the next play.
Smart running back. And he glides. I think that's the term.
Yeah.
He just glides.
It's just so smooth.
And
right,
Nate did a great job spelling him.
Oh, dude,
you called that.
All right. And let's Xavier Thomas's first run, we put in Caleb Jackson, and the concept was crazy.
Yeah.
We did this fake thing, and Caleb Jackson's job. This is what I'm gonna talk about this in a minute. But Caleb Jackson's job was to say, hey, you are going to sit here and be a decoy, and we're going to leave Peter Woods unblocked. That was like the third play when Xavier had that carry. Peter Woods was unblocked, and Caleb Jackson just ran into him.
Yeah,
just ran into him. And Peter Woods just hits him. And like, that is what fucking winning football is about, bro. I mean, hey, Caleb, you're going to get 1 carry for -1 yards, but we're going to ask the other 2 plays you play. We just need you to be a decoy to get like fucking smoked by this 310-pound D tackle. And they buy into it, man. That's sick. All right, D-line, go.
Well, because y'all just talked about this was actually my last point, and it's kind of controversial. It's not controversial. It's good controversial in a good way. So I figured now's a good time to do it because y'all just brought it up. My point number 5 was that I think Xavier Thomas is the best running back on this roster. He can make cuts that none of the other backs can make. If you watch some of those runs from the end zone angle, it's not quite Reggie Bush, but it's fucking close with how quick he can explode from moving one direction to another. Where I'm not disagreeing. This is not a shot at Caden Durham whatsoever, but Caden Durham doesn't have the quick burst. And that it's Xavier Thomas adds something that nobody else, maybe Harlem Berry, but we just haven't seen enough to see it. We haven't seen enough of him to say one way or the other. But I mean, he can be moving one way and make a jump cut so fast, much faster than any of our other guys. Well, and that's not a knock on.
One of my points was literally called weapons on O, and so. I'll say this. I think you're right, but I think it's not running back because I don't think he can take 17 carries in a game.
Well, yeah, he can't block either.
But so that's my point. So I think he's
getting the ball out of the backfield.
I'm saying I think he's our best athlete. Like, you got to find ways to get him the ball. And so I think we actually did him a disservice where like Juwan Johnson caught, and I love Juwan Johnson. He caught 5 balls. Xavier Thomas caught 1 ball and had 3 carries. He needs to and Juwan Johnson had 8 touches, right?
And he had
Xavier
a pass.
Thomas. Yes, he did. He had dude. That was actually sick. That was, and the way it was actually brought up, like, you know, if he got a better pass or touchdown,
he let him come to him.
He just was chill. He's just like, hey, how you doing? Oh, it's a boom.
That's a swag.
That's crazy.
You can't teach that, man.
Yeah, and so that's one of those things where you go back and you look, and again, I after the game, you're sitting there like this, that, like, look at the stats, but they'll figure it out. But Xavier Thomas, I do think you're right. Like, when that dude has the ball in his hands, he is the guy that he makes shit happen. That his one cut that he had, it was like 10 yards. He cut back like 5 yards and then just put his head down and got like 3 extra. And it was sick. Like, he needs to be a guy that gets
5.
You know, he has a couple punt returns because, dude, his punt return
was great.
Yeah, and there was a hole. It was like a little block, and I saw it. I was like, I'm not there to
The Jim
call that,
McCauley
bro.
hold?
But and the thing
Yeah.
is, like, you didn't even need to do it. He was already gonna, but he's the type of guy you give him fucking 12 touches. I don't know how it's gonna happen. I don't know if it's gonna be 6 fucking carries, 6 screens, or like 4 carries, a couple returns, a couple of little screens, little passes. But he's gotta be an 8 to 12 type of guy because he is so electric. And you're right. He's so electric, but then we have so many of those. That's my point. That you
Who are
have
you
that
taking
guy.
the ball away from? Because you still
I'd
got
say
to
no-
find a way to get Nick Anderson the ball too.
And so that's my point. Is that's why I think like this first game, you sit there and look, and you're like, all right. So like I like Jawan Johnson, but I think Jawan Johnson's still like on the pecking order behind Zavion. So will like for a running back, I'd still like maybe Jawan get a little bit like the same, like him and Zavion both get like 3 or whatever. But I'd rather Zavion out there on the left instead of Jawan Johnson. But the reason they put Jawan Johnson there is because of if you're on defense, you're going, oh, they got this running back in there with these tight ends. So now you're all fucked in the head.
Yeah,
And
they think you're in 12 personnel, but you just went out and
yeah,
empty.
and so that's the thing is I watched so many games this weekend. There is not a team in the country that has. I'm not joking when I say this. Like this is not. It's obviously me being a homer, but it's also not. There's nobody that has close to this. There's nobody that's close. There's nobody that's close, man.
We're the best team in the country. I'm saying it right now, but we have a hard schedule, so I'm not saying we go undefeated.
But just from a fucking offensive standpoint, okay. And I'm going to try to wrap this point because I know we have other things to talk about. You're talking about running under screens to Aaron Anderson, and he's doing this, and he's that. Some of these dudes barely played in the first half because we're just running like weird shit to kind of set up things. As the season goes on, some of these dudes are going to get like filtered out, and we're going to get a better sense of who we are. And it's just crazy. Like they ran so much too high safety. And I went back and looked, and pretty much every time they didn't was kind of when we do a little slot fade or a fade to Bauer Sharp or a little go to Barry and Brown. But they thought they could come out in a 4-down lineman. They've got these stud linebackers who are basically like blitzing up the middle every time. And then there are 5 DBs. And you know what we said? Garrett Nussmeier said, that's cool, man. I'm just going to fucking throw it to this little dude and this little dude and Barry and Brown, and we'll throw the ball 2 yards, and then they can run for 10. And there's not a fucking team in the country that has a tenth of that talent. Oh, like yes. Not. It's crazy.
How many of yours have you done so far, Nate?
I've done some. Y'all just keep going. I'm like piggybacking off of y'all, basically.
I've got 2
so
left.
Y'all keep going. Y'all keep going. Yeah.
You want me to go O-line because we haven't talked to O-line.
Yeah.
I'll say this real quick. I'll say one. This is going to take 2 seconds. One of my favorite things, especially defense, how everybody seemed like they've been playing together since they were in fucking Pee Wee football. Like
that's what I was saying after the game. Is like that's where Brian Kelly should get the ultimate credit. Was this group of players are all bought in? It looks like they've been playing.
It gives me goosebumps. It gives me goosebumps thinking about it. Like walking through, seeing those dudes like on Instagram afterwards. You start really breaking down where dudes played last year. They are like riding and dying. Bauer Sharp and Wes Weeks after the game, fucking like almost crying in the middle of the field. Weeks like shoving them. That shit like doesn't fucking happen, man. Like that's. And if you went, I went and look back at the like portal rankings, and that's where like some portal rankings like fuck off. Like some of these dudes who are so elite and they're a freshman or a sophomore or whatever. Give me Mansour Delane, who was he was like a top he wasn't like top, maybe like top 50, but like that dude fucking won the game ball. And for you, those of you or whoever's listening, if you haven't heard Mansour Delane's speech after the fucking game,
I did. It was awesome.
He literally, Brian Kelly says, hey, we got a game ball. He's like, we went 1-0. He's like, yeah, 1-0. And they're like, Mansour Delane. And he fucking gets up there and he's like, man, when I came in this bitch, and they like blurred out, he's like, when I came in this, he goes, Brian Kelly asked me what the goal was. And I said, national championship. He goes, this ain't nothing. It's national championship. And bro, that fucking place lost it. My nipples are hard right now. And then he said that in the tunnels or whatever their post-game shit was. Some of these transfer dudes, that's who you want to fucking get, man. And that's why we are where we are. That's where we're going to be where we are.
That was going to be my last thing. And it was kind of the same thing. Just the coaching staff and the players seemed to love each other. You could see him after the game. You didn't see any tweets saying, "Oh, I didn't play well." You saw that in 2019. Oh, I didn't play. I forget who the defensive end that went to Arizona
do
State.
remember.
Yeah, like
I
stuff
do
like that. You don't
vaguely
see
do.
that anymore. You didn't see anybody
Desmond
pouting.
Little.
Nah, I don't remember. No one Desmond.
Desmond Little
Des-
did do that though.
I
I
think
think
it
he
was
did that in like
Desmond Little.
2020. But yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it was the guy who hated Jaden Daniels and was like talking crap about him when he was cleaning his
I know what
locker.
he's talking about. Yeah, yeah.
He was like from like
Trades Moore.
yes,
That's exactly
stuff
what it
like
was.
that. I
Yep.
mean, but
Mhm.
you didn't see
Yeah.
any of that. It was all
Nick
positive.
Nick Anderson coming into the season. If you look at all the preseason, a majority of people had Nick Anderson as a top 10 receiver in the country. You know what Nick Anderson did his entire night the other night? The 7 plays he played, he was blocking DNs and blocking linebackers. And he
We
was
were running
fucking
power
amped.
with him as the lead blocker. It's fucking insane.
Bro, in the locker room, whenever Brian Kelly's standing here giving a game ball, you know who was next to him? Nick Anderson. And Nick Anderson was the most hype motherfucker in that place. And that is what fucking wins goddamn fucking ball games. And that's shit that nobody talks about. Nobody wants to talk about. There ain't another fucking place that has shit like that.
So I heard all the stories, all the media members in Baton Rouge were saying stuff that like this just feels different.
Yep.
And I took everything with a
Yeah.
grain of salt. But now after actually seeing it on Saturday, you can fucking see it with your eyes. And it's real. It's fucking real.
Here's the
It's
thing
just
about
different.
LSU. Here's the thing about LSU football is we don't win every year. We just don't, right? Like we don't, and we'll never be a program that wins every year. We're not going to ever do that because we don't have the money, whatever. But the years that we have it, we never fucking
We
feel
can
like
win
we
every
don't.
We can win every year.
We'll talk about that. That's another talk.
That's another. We
I'm
can.
talking about.
And
Hold on, we'll talk about that later. We'll talk about that
anyway,
later.
we still have
disagree.
more.
I disagree. I'm just saying, like there are years, dude. 2003, we were so young, like we hadn't won so long. But then 2007, you're like, dude, we fucking got it. And then we lost a couple games. You're like, dude, we lost 2 games in triple overtime. I feel like this is it. We still won.
All right, we don't need to go. We still have more takeaways. We're talking about that later. O-line. I thought the guy who played the best on the O-line by far was Tyree Adams. He was absolutely dominant at left tackle. Absolutely dominant.
I think he missed him. I think he missed a lot in the first quarter.
No, he didn't. I went back and looked at it. He was absolutely dominant. It was Weston Davis who struggled in the first quarter.
Well, I'm talking about some of the things Nuss did on the audibles. He missed some run blocks, backside.
No, but I
mean,
agree to disagree.
There were some things.
That was the
I
one.
feel like there were some, and that's not on him. I think that's more of like they didn't have a combination. It's like the first, second drive, but we're just run stuff. But it is what it is. I still think he played great, but keep going.
Well, no, because I think which one you're talking about, it was actually Bauer Sharp. If it's the one where I'm thinking, I don't know what from the end zone angle we were running.
There's one where
right
he picked up. Yeah, he came. Bauer Sharp came across. There was like 3 different plays, but I think that's just a time thing of you don't.
It wasn't Tyree
picking
Adams.
up.
I'm 99% sure.
Sorry.
Tyree Adams was by far the best one. Braylon Moore was right there. I do think what was interesting to me was that Cohen Eccles only played 1 drive, the last drive of the second half, where we were kind of told he was going to play.
Honestly.
Yeah, we were kind of told he was going to play more than that. He played 1 drive. He had 1 or 2 suspect plays, but the biggest question mark, by far the weakest link on the O-line is Weston Davis. He struggled mightily.
He got the beginning of the game. He got pancaked a couple times, and like looking back, like I remember seeing it, like watching it, just and that, again, just generally, there's kind of all these people are there, and you just see like 75s, like he's this, and then you see his whole ass jersey, and then he's that. I'm like, God damn, Weston, fuck, bro.
I really think if I was, and I'm not obviously Brian Kelly or Brad Davis, but I think the answer is Mabinga at right tackle. Because he's athletic enough, and then if you like Cohen Eccles, put him at left guard.
Well, I think we got to see what's Carius doing. I mean, Carius
he didn't get a snap. Where after they said he might get snaps, and then Weston Davis was getting abused, and you didn't get him a snap. So maybe if Davis is getting abused and you're not even giving him an opportunity, he's further off than.
But also,
and they
just
moved him
there. Better. I think he played better in the second half.
It was better, but he got abused in the first half.
I'm not saying
all of those poor freaking Caleb Jackson
defensive line in the
They
Caleb
were.
Jackson never gets a fucking block. Caleb Jackson never
Caleb,
gets.
yeah,
He hasn't gotten a block in 2 years, bro.
yeah. His one carry, and now I remember that play, but I thought it was Caden Durham when it happened live. Um, that he just Weston Davis got blown up on that play. He never had a chance.
I'll say this. I think I will like just piggyback quickly. Like Tyree Adams, if Tyree Adams or Braylon Moore get hurt, like significant, like they miss games, your season's over. Because DJ Chester's worth. I think like, and I mean you're the O-line guy, but
Chester was awful in his.
So I have always thought, in my opinion, like obviously like the guard, like the tackles get the big bucks and whatnot to protect. But if you don't have a guy at center to like fucking control the shit, because like when I was in high school, Kenny Gill was always like, it starts in the fucking middle. Max Holmes, you're the fucking guy. You fucking get all these dudes. But we also weren't passing offense, so whatever. But you can go back and look at DJ Chester, bad snaps. He's probably misdirecting shit. He's not confident in like telling who's what. Braylon Moore fucking winning that. Braylon Moore is the SEC Offensive Player of the Week. The offensive line. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nussmeier's
so
the
like,
offensive
well, yeah,
player,
I mean,
but he's the
offensive line.
line. He's the
Offensive line.
lineman,
Yeah. But so like, I think he is crazy important. And then showing what you have behind Tyree Adams. And I think Tyree Adams is also going to, I wasn't trying to say he didn't play great. He's only going to get better. But what is behind him, those two guys, you cannot fucking lose at all.
I agree with that.
I think Karis Curtis is banged up a little bit. He was on the bike apparently all last Saturday.
Yeah,
So,
if somebody was competitive at that position, they would have played.
I went and looked at their depth chart, and it's one of those things that we're like, oh, we really recruited well. We have, but it's like they're all redshirt freshmen.
Yeah, they're young.
They're still young, and so you're like, I'm gonna do this. And Weston Davis was like a 5-star. I mean, he saw his potential, and it's the first game on the road against Clemson. You know, it's tough. I mean, we'll see. Like, we'll just see. We'll see what happens. But
we'll critique him during Ole
Miss.
Miss.
I mean, honestly, they still did a lot better fucking job than we thought.
Yeah.
Which is
better than Clemson's O-line.
Which is going to go. I'm going to use that to go to my main point, and I'm going to try to keep it brief. North Carolina fumble. My main point was after relooking this, I didn't even have this like in my initial thoughts. Garrett Nussmeier is so much better than we could even imagine.
Well, I've said this since the Wisconsin game that he is the most in control quarterback of the entire operation. Like he is telling receivers where to line up. He's checking protections. He's checking plays. The first start he ever had, well, it wasn't the first one, but that Wisconsin game, like the bowl game, he was in charge of everything. Like he's the most his mind is so advanced.
And you know, I was worried, and we'll still see. Like, I mean, this was so he had 75 snaps, and he had a 0%. Or out of the 75%, he had a 0% thing of like turnover. So he never put the ball in harm's way. And then I literally watched 5 different breakdowns on offense. And then I watched a couple of different things. And the last thing I watched was a McShay breakdown. And like, you know, we can talk shit about McShay. You watched that?
I like McShay. Yeah, it was good.
And so like McShay literally was like finding the words. He's like, I'm trying to not go too hard on this. But everybody's talking about, Lenora Sellers and Kate Klubnik and this. And I live in cock country, so I'm watching Lenora Sellers, and I heard like Pot of Gold, Mike, and then we're talking about Lenora Sellers and good and stuff. Bro, Lenora Sellers if he throws a slant pass, it's 50-50. And otherwise, he just uses athleticism and whatever. Garrett Nussmeier is doing things to defenses that nobody can fucking do. And McShay said he was flustered. He goes, I have not seen a guy dictate an offense and a defense like this since Andrew Luck. He goes, you were watching a dude who, if he came out last year, he would have been a top 10 pick. And he goes, so he'd probably be starting for an NFL team. He goes, now he's back in college. And he's like, and so then McShay, like we talked about this the other night, like I do still think like we rotated too much in the first drive with the receivers and stuff.
Yes.
But then McShay started breaking it down. He's like, this is like for a purpose. He goes, he's waiting down the clock, and then we'll do a subtle adjustment to then like the defense has to be like, oh shit, we got to do this adjustment. And then once they do this, he's like, oh hey, running back, you just hop on this other side because that changes 3 other dudes' assignments. He's like, he is playing on a different level than everybody else in college football. And man, I started getting fucking like horny about it because then looking back at some of the things, and we talked about taking shots, there's 2 high safeties. He is just getting the ball out because he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, I want to do this. And then guess what? He would audible the ball. Dude, he is so special that it makes me so happy because we saw this and he stayed and he bought his time. And one of the things was, hey, can Garrett Nussmeier, he was great last year. He's obviously whatever, but can he take a next step? And it goes to show you that, like, he doesn't even need to take a next step. He's already fucking there, and he's so mentally smarter than everybody else that this is the other reason that I'm just like, this is fucking over for everybody. If our defense is going to be like this with our playmakers, and Garrett's going to be like, hey, y'all want to play 2 high safety? And I'll fucking throw it out there to Juwan or Berrien or Xavion or Aaron Anderson. What are you gonna fucking do? This is over. This is over, bro. It's already over. It's over for everybody else.
And I'm not saying we're going undefeated, but we're the best team in the country.
Not close. It's not close, man. Ohio State has a great defense, but you also don't know because Arch Manning can't throw a fucking 5.
And they deserve to be ranked number 1. They deserve to be ranked number 1. Well, now I'm glad to hear that my pick for us being ranked number 2 tomorrow wasn't that crazy.
I think it's possible.
It was never. I said this the other night. I think we're the best team. It's about the ranking, the fucking cholos.
I saw a bunch of people on Twitter that LSU should be number 1 or 2.
There's a lot of people, but guess what? They're not AP voters, bro.
One of them was. I forget.
Was Heather Dinich an AP voter?
I don't think she is, but she loves us. But no,
maybe that's who I saw.
Maybe
that's who I saw.
The argument was never should we or shouldn't we. It was just are we. And
I went back and looked at the Florida State game 2 years ago when they beat us. They jumped from number 9 to number 3.
People are just I can see us being.
We're used to losing these games for so long.
I think by far the lowest will be is 4.
I don't think we deserve to be above Ohio State. I really don't think we deserve to be above Georgia. But Penn State, but that's where it's hairy because Penn State's above Georgia and Penn State has.
And you can't say because Georgia played nobody too. So like, I think Georgia saw anything. Gunnar Stockton, are you fucking kidding me, bro?
So I think we should be 2.
Penn State.
We're the best team. We should be 1.
Penn State.
We're gonna get number 1 votes.
Yeah, for sure. No, we will. No, okay. So what else? What else? I mean, that was
because now we're past 10 o'clock. The last thing I had was that nobody talked about Jacoby and Guillory, but he's the number. It's Gooden and it's Guillory. Those are your 2 starting defense tackles. There was so much talk about Bro and McKinley, and they played a ton.
Yeah.
But I was kind of surprised in a good way because that means we have great depth. That Guillory played the second most. Well,
I think that
defensive.
I think that goes back to, and they're going to figure it out through the year. Blake Baker, in some of these breakdowns I saw, like Walter Mathis, he's a true 3-star true freshman. He played like 3 snaps, and you know what they asked him to do? Just fucking go and like grab 2 fucking D tackles, or 2 guards. He was just grabbing, and so that's why.
Yes.
If you start thinking about, I'm like Don McKinley, but Jacoby and Guillory is there to stop the run, and if it's a pass, I need you to fucking eat up 2 dudes.
He compliments Gooden. Exactly.
He's basically holding 2 dudes. Because how many times have you seen a defensive holding on the line? I mean, fucking rarely. And so that's why we have 3 or 4 dudes rushing, and they have 6 blocking, and our linebackers just feasting because Jacoby and Guillory just like, hey man, I don't give a fuck if I have a stat tonight. I'm just happy to be here, and I'm going to eat up these blocks. And so it's crazy. I mean, the end of the game, we had Jamari Butler and Gooden in. We had 3 down set, and then we had Spears in. You have so many guys, and there's so many different weird rotations that it's gonna play itself out. But at the same time, if they're all fucking good and they all bring something to the table, like Blake Baker showed, I'm not gonna fucking question you anymore, bro. I ain't doing shit. Like,
sign that.
You got it.
The head coach and waiting.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we talk? Wait. Can we talk
about
the
him than Gruden?
Can we get the Bayou Bandit shirt? Can I buy a Bayou Bandit shirt?
Oh, that's about to be a thing, bro. Quickly.
Yes,
Like now that's
That's the
blown
shit
up
that
it's blown up in 24 hours.
that's the shit I love about Blake Baker is that he comes in and he has embraced LSU and wants to make LSU what it is historically known for. Like he's not trying to rebuild an identity. He is trying to get us back to our identity.
I think he's already the coach in waiting.
I would love that.
I think
well,
that's...
so you see people be like, oh, like you'd enjoy Blake Baker because like this year he's going to start getting, and this year he's going to start getting head coaching offers. He's going to turn them down. 2 years he's gone, and I'm like, I don't think so. Like I think Brian Kelly is here to win national championship. I don't think Brian Kelly is not here for a fucking 10-year program. Yes, did he sign a 10-year contract? Brian Kelly does not want to coach for 10 more or 7 more years, 6 more years. I think Brian Kelly will coach for this year. Dude, I mean, he's going to coach next year, maybe a couple more years, but he doesn't want to coach in 2033. And so it's like, hey, man, hey, Blake, like we're fucking building something here. If you keep these guys, you show these recruits and these transfers what we're building. We have such a rolling train right now that, yes, you're losing Nussmeier, but everybody else from every position, you can either fill in or figure it out. And you got guys – whatever. It's like, hey, Blake, we'll just make you the highest paid DC for the next 3 years. And then in 2028, 2029, you used to be the HC, and he would fucking do that.
That's why he's from Mandeville.
Yeah, where do y'all think
Florida Lee tattoo, motherfucker. That dude, that dude wants to be here.
Where is he going to go? He's not going to take a Tulane gig if Tulane coach leaves.
Why? And
Kentucky, I could see him go to Kentucky, though.
I don't think so. Why would you do that?
If Kentucky offers it, it's going to be an $8 million offer.
I mean, that's fair. I'm not saying it's not
fair. But anyway, because any other things, because we're going to try to keep it to an hour.
I'll keep it. Last thing about Blake Baker. They used to say how analytical Dave Aranda was. This guy is a gazillion times more analytical than Dave Aranda.
Dave Aranda was a fucking fraud.
Oh, dude, we have no idea what's about.
His defenses got worse every single year. Yeah, he was stocked. Absolutely. He was loaded with talent and a tradition of defense, and he got worse every year. Dave Aranda can go suck a box.
I agree. So I'm just giving you an example.
No. I'm piggybacking on you. I totally agree.
As you know, I don't want to out him too much, but like one of my best friends who's a 5A DC or 4A DC, I was like texting the other night. I'm like, bro, you got to get this Blake Baker look, man. You got to get the hat. He's like, I'm going to talk to our baseball coach. You get like the hat and whatnot. And so then like that last play of the game where it literally, I've watched it 35 times where he calls it so good that Harold Perkins wraps around. I mean, he just baits. I mean, you don't see that almost ever in college football. Like Clemson is a good team. I was kind of shitting on Clemson tonight, like, and Camp was like, no, they're good.
And their O-line's experience, man. Well, they were winning one-on-one matchups.
Like,
we want Clemson to win now.
And they brought dudes. They brought so many dudes back that were average, and everybody that kind of thought they'd be like take a step up. And the thing is, I was like, oh, but if you bring up Sage Ryan, they still suck. We actually still don't know if those guys are good or not because we fucking just beat them. And like, I almost feel bad. I'm like, they're actually better. What Harold Perkins did Blake Baker did to get Harold Perkins doing that. I got to take a sip of water. I'm fucking coughing.
Well, I would say their O-line won the majority of the one-on-one battles. Blake Baker fucking schemed us into a lot of those situations and put our players in a position to succeed. And you saw that with Harold Perkins exploding on that PJ Woodland, the first sack of the game.
And so I was going to say, as I told my buddy this, I was like, yo, dude, you need to put a play like this in. And he goes, I have a play like that. And he goes, you know what? I don't have Harold Perkins. He goes, and so that's the thing. It's like last year he had fucking Greg Penn and he had fucking Major Burns. He had Sage Ryan. You can't do that. Dude, PJ Woodland's sack came from the B gap. It was so well timed that the DN came up and that probably is maybe twice ever that a boundary corner has sacked a quarterback coming through the fucking B gap. This dude's on another level. And like, again, there were some times he missed and he got lucky with some things. But when you put pressure on the opponent, they don't have as much time to think. And so I was just looking forward briefly. I'm just going to talk about this. I was watching all of our other opponents. And I've seen these guys, and you see these Lenore Sellers and DJ Lagway and all these guys. Cade Klubnik has started for 3 years. He didn't have a fucking clue where
Mhm.
anything was coming from. His O-line has started for most of them have started for 2 years. They had no fucking idea what was
Their
going
heads
on.
were spinning.
So how in the hell are you going to tell me that Lagway and Sellers are going to come into Tiger Stadium and the 100,000 people yelling? How are they going to adjust? And so that's the thing. Like he is just going to get better and more creative as the season goes on, and you've got these safeties and these corners that are erasing dudes, and you got these literal psychopaths at linebacker, and then the best athlete maybe in college football on defense, Harold Perkins, which people forgot about because they're just like, oh, he tore his ACL and Caleb Downs. Fuck y'all. Get fucking ready. Y'all think y'all can run on us? Clemson people were like, oh, we didn't run enough. We could have run on them. No, you couldn't have. Y'all stopped running because we stopped it. So fucking good luck. This team is different, bro. They're different.
Agree.
I think that's a great note to end
Noted.
on right there
Yep.
because this team is special. And now it's just a matter of staying healthy. The chips got to fall, right? You know, the breaks have got to go your way. There's going to be a close game somewhere along the line. Turnovers are going to happen. I'm not saying you're 15 or 16-0 now wins national championship.
Yeah, it's hard.
Yeah, it's very hard. I don't think you're going to see another 2019 team this year, but this is a special group, without a doubt. And if everybody
Yeah.
stays healthy, all the key pieces stay healthy, because you've got depth that you can overcome some of these people getting hurt, but hopefully nobody gets hurt.
There is
There's
there's a
sorry.
YouTube video that Nathan, I'll send it to y'all, and y'all might have already seen it, but if they're walking after the game into the back to their
Bro,
locker room,
so
it's awesome, man.
you
Those
talking about
players,
you talking about Kelly's son like yelling?
is that what it is? Yeah, yeah. They're like walking in back to the locker room underneath the stadium, right? So they're
Mhm.
coming, and just Guillory is elated. Perkins is elated. Like I'm proud of those guys. I'm very, we should all be very happy right now. This is fun. I love
It's an exciting time.
Yes, I love these years. It's going to be one of those years as long as we stay healthy.
You know, it's a special year
hmm
when a couple that we're friends with in Houston decides that it's so important that now they're coming
Hell
in for a
yeah.
game in September.
Let's go!
It's
I was
official.
begging for it. Come
Yeah,
on, baby.
They're in. Re Nalida are in, and I love that. Now
Let's
we need to
go.
get Travis.
Yeah.
Travis is trying as well.
She could take care of the baby one day. He
He's
can
trying to
fly
get
back.
her to come and get
Oh, that would
somebody
be
to take care of the
awesome.
baby in Baton Rouge.
That
Smart
would be
plan,
awesome.
Travis.
That's
Yeah,
smart
yeah.
plan.
Daniel's like, hey, how you doing? How you doing?
Tell Travis he needs to get here.
All right, guys. Anything else
All
you
right, love
got?
y'all.
No,
All
That'll
right.
be good.
See y'all tomorrow
Go
night.